Hi, good morning. Did you guys got some time to practice? Like last session, whatever we have done? Yes, no? Yeah. So whoever is not practiced, okay. So try to practice today, tomorrow. Okay. So before we start the Spring Boot, right? So if you completed this basics, it will be very useful for you. Okay. So today agenda is mainly like we will be working on uh, the the abstraction. Okay. So I will explain to you regarding the abstract classes, interfaces. Okay. So then we have an important topic called as Java inner class. So how do we access if you have like a class inside another class, right? So how you going to access it? Okay. So like that. So we'll be working on that. And also, last session, we haven't worked on the uh, like important questions, right? So what we will do, we will also solve some of the important questions. So I want everybody to participate in that FAQ sessions. Whatever you know, okay, you can feel free to answer. And if you are not able to answer, I will help you. Okay. Okay. So what I will do, I will just recap what we done in the last session. Okay. See, last session we started with the introduction of Java. Have explained to you how Java is different from other programming language. So Java can be run on both hardware and software platform. So that is what I have explained. So after that, we have discussed some of the important features of Java. So I have explained Java is simple because of syntax is based on the C++ language. So Java is object oriented because I explained, right, like in the other class we have solved like what is object class, right? So it provides object oriented topics. And also Java is a platform independent because when you execute the Java program, so like when you give it to the compiler, Java will convert your Java code to the bytecode, and bytecode you can carry to any platform. Okay, you can use JVM to convert your bytecode to binary code. Okay. So next is Java is secured. Why Java is secured? Because in C++ and all we use pointers, right? So in Java we don't use any pointers. Here we have like a JVM. Is like it actually automatic memory management and all. It will take care of that. Okay. So due to that, it is very secure. And also I've explained you Java can be used in some of the banking, insurance domain. Okay. So more secured platforms. Uh, Next, interpreted. So Java, both interpretation and compilation will happen. Uh, in Java, we will be using like a just-in-time compiler, and also we will be using interpreter both, right? So interpretation means it will check line by line. Compilation means it will scan like whole program. If there is any error, it will display. In Java, both compilation and interpretation both will happen, right? So with the help of JVM architecture, have explained to you individually how it will work. And Java is high performance. Okay, Java provides good performance. Okay, but when you compare to Python, Java can be little slow. Okay, so that is also there. So each program you take, it have like individual features. So for example, if you want to develop any game, so mainly we will be for game development and all, they will use more of C sharp, right? Unity, C sharp, like that they will use, right? So similarly, if you want to develop like e-commerce application, you can also use Java. Some people also use Python also, but mainly Java used most of the like wherever the more secured environment, such as banking, insurance domain. So fintech companies and all use Java because it's very, very secured. Okay. So like that, each programming language in the world, it give you different features, right? Okay. So I've explained you how the Java compilation will work. So we have executed some program also. I shown you that we have to type the Java program, then we give to the compiler. Compiler will convert your Java code to bytecode, right? When you give it to the JVM, what it will do? It will convert your bytecode to binary code. Binary code means zeros and ones. Okay. So basically, compiler will convert your Java code to the bytecode, and JVM is the one which actually converts your bytecode to binary code. Binary code means zeros and ones, which computer can understand. Okay. I have also explained to you each part in the last session. I have explained to you what is the difference between JRE, JVM, JDK. I have explained to you. Let's say if you want to run just a Java program, what you need is JRE, Java Runtime Environment. So as a developer, if you are developing any application, what you need is JDK, Java Development Kit. So JDK have both JRE and also developer tools, okay, such as like debuggers and all libraries, okay. So mainly whatever the tools is needed to develop the software application, okay. So JDK have. So that is what I have explained. If you want to just to run your Java application, JR is sufficient. But as a developer, if you want to develop application, okay, we need a JDK. So in a client machine, if you want to run the Java program, JR is sufficient. But as a developer, you want to develop the project. So what we need is the JDK. Okay. Both JRE and JDK both are physically exist. If you go to C drive program files, you are able to see both JRE and JDK both, right? JVM, I told you, Java Virtual Machine. Here, bytecode can be converted into the binary code. JVM will have your architecture, right? In JVM architecture, so it loads the code, verifies the code, execute, right? And whenever, okay, so first we have a class loader, which is helpful to load our class file. Then it will create many memory area, class area, heap area, stack area, PC register, right? So like that, it like memory will be allocated, right? So for example, if you're using any static variable, class area it will be executed. In heap area, object will be executed. Like method calls, okay, or local variable, stack, right? PC register means it's like a address book where it actually stores the current execution, okay, address of the current execution, okay, that will be there in register. Then we have a execution engine. In execution engine, we'll be having interpreter and JIT compiler. So interpreter means line by line, the compilation will happen, right? So next, you will be having JNI, Java method interface. So for example, if you develop any Java application, right? So if you want to interact with other programming language, for example, we have a Java program and we have a C++ program. If you want to integrate both Java with C++, so basically our Java program is interacting with outside world or other programming languages. So for that, this native method interface is helpful. Okay. So this is what I have explained in last session on the JVM, like in detail I have explained. If you get some free time, and also I have explained you something like garbage collector and all. JVM also internally have like garbage collector. So unused memory and all, you can clean up with garbage collector. Okay, so all this I have covered. I was just doing the recap. When it comes to data type, we'll be having primitive and non-primitive. In primitive, boolean, char, byte, short, int, long, float, double will be there in the primitive. In non-primitive, classes, string, arrays, objects, interfaces, all will comes under non-primitive. Okay. So this is also covered. And also I have explained to you what is the difference between local variable and instance variable. Local variables are declared inside the method. Okay. The scope will be there only for okay, within the method. Okay. So that is local variable. Instance variable, variables are declared inside the class but outside the method, that is instance variable. So the scope will be there like a entire program, that is instance variable. I have also explained you the static variable. We have executed on program, if you remember. Let's say we have a student name and roll number, which, which will be useful for like it is individual for each students, right? Roll number, name and all. So what is common? College or company name will be common for all the objects. When objects having common property, then what we do? We use a static variable, right? The programs also we have executed in the last session. Okay. Then we have seen operators. Okay. We have discussed what is the difference between else if statement, switch statement. Okay. Break, continue and all we have seen. So then I started with object and classes. An entity which having state and behavior is called as an object. Object having three characteristics: state, behavior, identity. State means with the help of object you can store the data. Behavior means with the help of object you can call methods. Each time when you when you create object, so unique ID will be created for object. Okay, so that is identity. So uh, a class in which it's a blueprint. It's a blueprint of an object, right? Objects are created is called as class. uh, in class you can have like methods, constructors, blocks, right? Okay, so and also we have executed some programs on inheritance also, right? In inheritance you have seen one class acquires the properties of another class is called as inheritance, right? One class acquires the properties of another class is called as inheritance. In inheritance we'll be having three types, right? So single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. All these programs we have executed in the last session. Okay. And constructor also we have seen we will be having default constructor and parameterized constructor. Okay. So that is also covered. And also I have covered what is the difference between constructor and method. Okay. So this keyword, super keyword also we have seen. Method overloading and overriding, right? Both we have seen. Overloading methods having same name with different parameters, okay, is called as method overloading. Methods having same name, but it has to be same name, same parameter, but it should be in a different class. Okay. So that is method overriding. So all these programs, whatever I spoke, we have executed in the last session. So I just done the recap. Okay. And also we have seen this keyword and super keyword also, right? So this keyword means it can refers to current class, okay, variables, method, constructor. Super means parent class, variables, method and constructor. Okay. So all of you till here, okay, inheritance, please exclude the programs of last session. Okay. And also this keyword, super keyword also. Okay. I want everybody to, like, when you come to the next session, please try to execute all the programs. Yesterday's session, I mean last week's session and also this week's session also. Please try to execute all the programs. Okay. So before we start the Spring Boot, be confident. Okay. So that you'll feel very easy. Okay. Okay. So now what we will do, there is something called as a final keyword. Okay. So let me explain to you. So see, I will be sending you this the project. Okay, in the drive you'll find it. Uh, All of you got the drive access or not? Did you guys got a drive access or not? Anyone? Okay, okay. See, in the drive, I will be basically sending you the presentation. Okay, in the presentation, all the definitions will be there, and also I have updated one project file, right? If you don't have any time, what you do, just import that project. Okay, download the project, extract the files. Okay, it will be there in the zip format. Just import. So how to import any project? So click on file, import, right? So what you do here, you can select like existing project into workspace next and select the folder. Okay, so like that you can actually import any project to the Eclipse. So what you do, like if you don't have any time, all you need to do is just execute the program. Like just right click like this, right click, right, or just open like this, just execute like this. Okay, run as Java application. Okay, so like that, try to execute. Okay, so inheritance method overloading overriding super key this key. Okay, so these are all the topics I have covered. Okay, so please next session try to execute. So today I will explain to you. We'll start with final keyword. Okay, so I will be creating a new package. Okay, right click and new package. So dot I will type final key. Okay, final key. So now in this, what we will do, we'll try to understand what is the usage of the final key. Okay, okay. Now see, final you can apply with class. Okay, you can apply with class. You can apply with variables. Okay, you can apply with class, variable, and method. Okay, class, variable, method. Now, if you apply final keyword with the class, you can't inherit it. Okay, so what I'm telling is, for example, you have class A, right? So now what I will do, I will make it as final like this. Okay, so now I will try to extend it. Okay, so I will do class A, sorry, class B extends A. So now you can see that, I'm getting error. As you can see, it is telling remove final modifier A. So what does that mean? So if I apply A, okay, class A I have, so I have a final, right? So I try to extend. As you can see, I'm getting error because, so once you make any class as final, you are not able to inherit it. Okay. So you can apply with the class, you are not able to inherit it. Okay. Okay. Now, with the help of like variables, you can apply, right? So for example, I will do int void, sorry, int speed limit. Speed limit is equal to 100. Okay. So now you can see I declared the variable. Now I will take a method here like this. So now what I will do? Now the speed limit, okay, for the same variable, I will try to change it to 110. Okay. So initially it was 100. Now I'm changing to 110, right? Now I'm able to access, I'm able to change the value. But if I make this as the final here, final, as you can see here, I am getting the error. Okay. I am getting the error, which means once you make any variable as final, you are not able to change the value. Okay. You are not able to change the value. Okay. So for the class, you are not able to inherit. Variable means you are not able to change the value, right? So for example, in real-time project, so let's say some username, password, database name, right? So all these variables and all you will be storing, right? So what you do, you have to make it as final, or else for the same variable, if somebody try to change the value, it will be easily changeable. So you make the fields as final so that nobody is able to change the value of it. Okay, class, variable, so then method. See, if you apply final like this, okay, for example, final is there. Now what I will do, I will just remove final here. I will remove final. Okay. Now in class A, I have a run method. Now what I will do, I will copy the run method. I will paste it here. So now you can see I'm getting the error here. Okay. So we have a class A run method, class B also having run method, right? So let's say if final is not there, if final is not there, you are not getting any error. But if final is there, you are getting the error. Why? So if you apply final with the method, it is not possible to override. Okay. So if you make a method as final, you are not able to override. Okay. So this is the usage of the final keyword. So if I apply final, see how you understand the concept of the final means final, it's a dead end. Okay. So if you apply with the variables, you are not able to change the value. Okay, if you apply with the class, you are not able to inherit it. If you apply with the method, you are not able to override it. Okay, so this is actually called as final. Okay, so any questions in final? If you guys want to ask now before we proceed to next topic. Okay, so no questions means I hope you guys understanding. Okay, okay, so class, variable, method you can apply. Okay, great. Okay, so okay. So now let's understand the topic of polymorphism. Polymorphism. Okay, guys, this is very very important question. Okay, most of the interviews they will be asking you this question. Okay, so what is polymorphism? Okay, now let's understand the polymorphism. So before we understand the topic, let me execute one program. Okay, so for that, I will be creating a package called as poly. Okay, here I will create a new package dot poly. Okay, so now what I will do, I will create a class. I will create a class. Okay, so here, so what I will do, I will create a method void run. So this is the method I created. I will type at run a. Okay, class a at run a. Okay, so now I created this particular class, right? Now what I will do, I want to override this particular method, right? In the last session, so what is method overriding we have seen? Methods having same name, right? It should be in different, subclass, right? For example, class A you have, then we have a class B extends A, okay? Now I will also have a run method here, okay? So this run method, I will be calling it as run B. So in class A, we having a run method. In class B, also we having a run method, right? So now we have a main method, main method. Now what I will do, I will create object of B. So what I will do, I will do B is equal to new B. Okay. I created the object of B. Then I do B dot run. I will do B dot run. Now class A having run method, in class B also having run method. Now, uh, A will execute or B will execute? Anyone? Type your answer fast in the chat. What is the output if I execute this program? Please, everybody, please participate. I can see two people. Okay. So people are telling B will be executed, right? Why B will be executed? So here what will happen? Method overriding will happen, right? See, instead of this, okay, yes, this method will be executed, right? When I run the program, when I run the program, as you can see that I'm getting at run B, okay? So this is getting printed. Let's imagine uh, if this is not there, if this is not there, then what will happen? Obviously, we will be having only one method, right? So we are able to call that method, okay? So basically what is happening is overriding is happening here, okay? Okay. Now this is what overriding, right? Now um, let's do something like this, okay? So instead of A, okay, instead of A, so what I will do, sorry, instead of B, I will type A here, okay? So what I'm doing is, this is what a parent class, right? Parent class is A. Parent class variable is referring to current class object. So this is current class object, which is B. This is parent class variable. Okay. Now A method will be executed or B method will be executed. So please type your answers. Even if it is wrong, that's fine. So, okay. So people are telling A. Okay. Okay. A. Do we have any other answers? I want everybody to participate. Even if it is wrong, that is fine. I can see only two, three people were like participating. Not sure what others are doing. Okay. So see, it's very interesting topic. Now, see, we have a class A, right? We have a class B. Now, what are we doing? This is A is what? Parent class variable is pointing to current class object. So now what I will do when I execute the program, as you can see, instead of A, okay, still B is actually running. Okay, B is actually running, not A. Okay, so this is actually called as polymorphism. So what is actually polymorphism means? One task can be performed in multiple A's. Even if you are giving like a B here, okay, still you're getting same output. If you do A, you are actually getting the same result, right? So one task can be performed in multiple ways, okay? So that is actually called as polymorphism, okay? So now, see, now what is happening is instead of A, B method is getting executed, right? So here, whatever this part is there, right? This is actually kind of irrelevant because here, for example, what are we trying to do is, uh, it's just a reference we are creating, reference of parent class we are creating, okay? But still we have object of B, okay? So due to that, you know, B method only is getting executed, not A, right? So this is actually called as polymorphism. Now this decision is happening, right? So this decision is happening. Can anyone tell me this is this decision is taking at the runtime or compile time? So what do you think? So type your answer. So is it happening in runtime or compile time? Okay, so one person told correct. Okay, so runtime. Okay, so see, actually, we first what will happen? Compilation will happen, then runtime will happen, right? So So we have something called as compilation runtime. So method overloading, right? Method overloading, that is the example for compile time polymorphism. Okay. So compile time polymorphism. During runtime, this addition is happening, right? So this is actually called as runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Okay, so like that. So now let's understand the topic of polymorphism. See, so polymorphism is a concept we can perform a single option in a single action in different ways. For example, see whenever we are having the food, right? Whenever we are having the food, we can actually do it in two ways. One, you can use hand to eat. Another, you can use spoon to eat. End of the day, it will go to stomach only, right? So, uh, like one action can be performed in multiple ways. Okay. So that is actually called as polymorphism. Okay. Okay. So as you can see that polymorphism is derived from two Greek words. Poly means many, morph means forms, multiple forms. So object also, okay. So when you create a object, or when you create a parent object, still it's giving you the same result. Okay. So this is actually called as polymorphism. So in polymorphism, we have two types. Okay. One is runtime polymorphism and another is compile time polymorphism. Okay. One is compile time polymorphism and another is runtime polymorphism. Uh, for compile time polymorphism, overloading is example. For runtime polymorphism, overriding is, okay, is the example. So in the next slide, I have explained to you. As you can see, so uh, somebody is asking question. With this object initialization, the methods can only be, can't be executed, right? So although you have creating object of new B. Uh, Padmesh, what is your question?
Hey, the previous
Hmm.
execution of yours, right? A equal to new B of.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I was wondering,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, so in this, if I
Hmm.
had created new methods for the class B alone, uh, that can that be accessed with this B variable?
Like this, right?
Yeah,
So
like,
now we are getting error.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Okay. So it has to be same, then only it will, or else you will get the error. So then you have to make sure you have to make it as B only.
Right, right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. Please ask questions. Please interactive. I want everybody to participate. Okay. Okay. So now see, binding happens at compile time. Okay, guys. This is very important question. Okay. So even if you are like become like 5 years, 6 years also experienced person, what is polymorphism? What are the different types of polymorphism we have? This question is common. Okay. So first one is static binding and dynamic binding. Okay. So compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. The other name for runtime polymorphism is dynamic binding. Other name of compile time polymorphism is static binding. Okay, like that. So for compile time polymorphism, it actually binding happen at compile time. So here binding will happen at runtime. Okay. So here actual object is not used in the binding. So to perform the static binding, you don't have to create, because for overloading and all, right? You don't have to create any object for to overload whenever you are making. But whenever you are doing the overriding, so here we need the actual object. Okay. So it is also called as early binding, static polymorphism or static binding. Dynamic binding is also called as late binding. So why we will be calling it as early binding and late binding? Because the early compile will happen, right? That's why early binding. Here late binding, because after compilation runtime will happen. So due to that, we'll be calling it as late binding. So overloading is example for the static binding. Overriding is happening for the for the dynamic binding. Okay, or runtime polymorphism. So private static final. So if you apply private static final and all, so obviously like you are not able to perform any runtime polymorphism. Okay, so public default is example for the dynamic polymorphism. Okay, because if you are doing any public, I mean, sorry, private static final and all, like you are not able to access outside the class. If you are not access outside the class means you're not able to do any runtime polymorphism or dynamic polymorphism. Okay, so that's why they gave private static final, okay, as the example. See, the context is like uh, this is something like, see, overloading will be there, right? So overload, in overload actually there is no actual usage of the object. Okay, there is no actual usage of the object, because whenever you are doing the overloading, so what you can do, you can use the static methods, right? You can use the static methods to perform. So what will happen, there is something called as compile time, there is something called as runtime. So now what will happen, like whenever you are performing the runtime, so runtime means whenever like first compilation will happen, then runtime will happen. So during the runtime, what will happen? The overriding will happen, right? So instead of calling method A, method B, method we are actually executing. Okay, so that is actually called as like static binding and dynamic binding. So like that, we'll be having. So polymorphism, I told you, polymorphism means one task can be performed in multiple ways. Okay, that is actually called as polymorphism. So we have seen one example also for the polymorphism. That is also called as runtime polymorphism. Whatever the example I have explained, right? So that is actually called as runtime. So basically, decision, whatever the decision is happening, whether to call class A or class B. So during runtime, it is deciding whether it has to invoke, class A method or class B method. Okay, so that is what the concept, okay, of the polymorphism concept.
So binding
Hmm.
essentially means which
Hmm.
block of code to execute. That is what we mean by binding, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So here what will happen? The decision. So for a static binding, without creating any object, we what are we doing? We are able to call, right, the methods. So
Okay.
before runtime, compilation is happening, right?
So
So there.
essentially,
Hmm.
yeah, sorry. So essentially,
Hmm.
in case of overloading, without
Hmm.
actually needing to see what type of object is created,
Yes.
we'll already
Hmm.
understand which block of code is going to be executed based on this.
Executed. Yes. Absolutely correct.
Okay, okay, fine.
Okay, but in runtime polymorphism, we create the object, and during the runtime, it is deciding whether it has to call class A's method or class B's method. Okay, so that is what exactly right. Okay, okay. So this is actually this static binding and dynamic binding. Guys, all of you, please at least remember four differences. This is very, very important question. So most of the interviews, they might be asking you, what is polymorphism? Explain the difference between static polymorphism and dynamic uh, no, binding, static binding or dynamic binding, or we will be calling it as compile time polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. Okay.
Hi, quick question.
Tell me.
Uh, if you can help with an example, why use polymorphism? Like why extend, inherit, and then create an object? Why not just create separate classes only and straightforward? I mean,
See,
why polymorphism? Any practical use case, simple use case, if you can help.
see, this is something like just now I have explained. See, this topic you, okay. Once again, I am telling you, okay. See, this is nothing but, for example, what is actually overload? Overload is nothing but methods having same name with the different parameters, right? So whenever the method call will happen, for example, okay, okay. See, this is what overloading, right? So to perform overloading, do we need object? We don't need any object. Like let's say what you do, you can call with class A dot, okay, run. So now what will happen if I call this method? Okay. Now what will happen is, as you can see, this is getting executed, right? If I if I
Right.
pass 2, what is happening? This the other method is getting executed. Okay, this let me change it like this. Okay, so as you can see, the methods calling is happening, right? So this method calling, so we actually have like a two parts. One is compilation and another is runtime. So this addition is happening, right? Whether this one to call or this one to call. So
Right.
this is happening at the compilation, not at the runtime. Okay, the method called the addition is taking at the compilation only. Okay, so here, do we created any object to call the method?
No. No.
We haven't called any method. That is what. So this example we have seen, this the addition is happening whether to call a class A method or class B method. This is due to we created the object during the runtime it is taking the decision whether we have to call the class A's method or class B's method. Override is happening, right? Okay. So here we are not, there is no actual usage of the object. The decision is happening at the compile time itself. But to perform the runtime polymorphism, okay, we have to create the object. Then only we are able to, the method has to decide whether it has to call class A's or class B's.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. That's it. So
Okay.
this program we have executed. The decision whether to call the method, it is happening at the compile time. So here we have to create the object during runtime. It is taking the decision. Okay, this is actually polymorphism concept. That's it. Okay, the mainly what exactly we need to understand is during the compile time polymorphism, there is no actual usage of the object will takes place. Okay, so that's why this is actually called as compile time polymorphism. But runtime polymorphism, you have to override with the help of objects. We are actually deciding which one to call. Okay, so early stage when the program get executed, right? At the early stage itself, we are taking the decision which method to call. But at the end, during the runtime, this the decision is happening. Okay. Okay. This is actually polymorphism concept. Overloading and overriding is the best example.
Hey,
Mm,
I mean, a question just popped out.
mm.
Uh, let's say you have a class A and with the same definition, right? Two different run objects with different signatures, and you extend a class B. Can you also define these two runs with these same different signatures?
How you are telling, we'll do that.
Yeah,
So,
class B extends A, and the class B also has two run methods, one without any signature and one with a single int variable signature.
okay. So then that will become overloading, not overriding.
Yeah, but
Uh,
uh,
Yes, 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 yes. That will become overload. Please, I mean, execute and try to understand. Okay. So then we are not creating this one, right? We have to create a class B. Then what will happen? Okay. Whatever you are telling, for example,
hmm,
we'll do that. Okay. Mm,
yeah.
So for example, you are telling that we have a run method here. Okay, one with uh, this one and another with the this one, right?
Yeah.
Int a.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, it is asking to remove the static modifier because we are doing the overloading, right? So that is the reason. Okay. So now this is what you are asking.
Oh, that means both overloading and overriding can't happen, is it?
No. So now what you do, you pass any integer. So this method will be executed. You have to pass the integer. In order to override again, like you have to keep this method here. Now it will happen. Now instead of this method will be executed. In order to override, same method name, same signature, both should be there.
Yeah, so this is override.
Override, yes.
So if I create
Hmm.
a class B object
Okay. So now
and
here you're telling like we'll be creating class B object, right?
yeah,
Uh,
and if I do a B dot
do,
runoff without
uh,
any,
Now what will happen? So let's do one thing. This I will keeping it as 2 2 like this, like this. Now obviously what will happen? This will execute it, right?
yeah,
This will execute. Uh, okay. This two run methods we have, right? This will be executed. This method overriding is happening. Instead of
hmm,
this method is getting executed. Okay.
yeah, and if you
Now,
pass
now
this,
if you pass some parameter, now same thing. Instead of this parameter, this one, okay, at run one,
hmm.
this will be executed.
So is it
Mm.
right in assuming both overriding and overloading is happening in this?
No, here overriding riding is happening because
Okay.
methods having same name, right? So here also we having methods having same name.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I will explain to you. So in our overload means I will tell you. Now, for example, imagine we have like int a we have.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's imagine this method is not there. This method is not there.
Okay.
Now you can see. Now what is happening? Methods having same name but different parameters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now what will happen? We have only one method. So A's method will like execute run one. Okay. So this will be executed. So methods having same name, when you have different parameters, then we will be calling it as overload. Methods having same name, same parameters, then we will be calling it as a override.
No, that is true. So in our previous example,
Hmm.
we had the run definitions, two run definitions in both class B and class A, right? Now
Yes,
that means override happened on both those definitions on class B, in which case
correct.
override already happened, as in will be happening in the runtime.
Yes.
Uh, but overload happens
Hmm. Hmm.
based on how we are calling that run method, right? While
Correct.
we create the class
Correct.
B object, which means both override and overload is happening, no?
Now it is happening. In this example, it is happening. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Like for example, here, like if you put run method like this, you call it, you are making it as one here. Yeah. Now instead of this method is getting executed, overload. So if you
Hmm.
call with the integer, overload is happening.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Okay. So all of you please try to execute all the programs. Okay. Overload, override. Okay. So before you come to the next session. Okay. So let's understand the topic of abstraction. See, abstraction is nothing but hiding the implementation details. Okay. Hiding the implementation details and providing the functionality to the user or showing the functionality to the user is called as abstraction. Okay. In daily life, you can see many things. Okay. For example, if calculator is there, right? In calculator, hiding the implementation details. Nobody knows how internally, the calculator internally how it is working. But whenever you do 1 plus 1, 2 result you are able to get, right? So in daily life, most of the things are like abstracted in nature. For example, mobile phone. In mobile phone, nobody know how the mobile phone will works, right? So how the call feature will internally it will work, right? But all of us know how to use it. So that is actually abstracted in nature, right? So now all of you like I don't know how many of you are fresher. So if you're a fresher, like you guys like completed the project work, right? So at the first page, what you do, you first page itself, you keep something called as abstract, right? Now, what does it mean by abstract? So in abstract page, you will be keeping like inside the project, what all the features you will be having, right? Abstract means what? Abstract means basically it will give you like not whole information, right? Abstracted in nature means it actually gives you just a high level view, right? That is actually abstraction. Abstraction is nothing but adding the implementation details and providing functionality to the user is called as abstraction. Okay. uh, okay, now if you want to achieve the abstraction, there are two ways you can do it. One way with the abstract class and another is with the interface. Okay, one with the abstract class and another with the interface. Okay, so now first let's understand how you can achieve the abstraction with the abstract class. Okay, now let's imagine, okay, I will be creating one folder. Okay, so why I will be creating multiple packages means I will be using class names like A, B, like that. Okay, so it will be it will make more sense for you whenever you execute the program. Okay, so that is the reason. Like I always use class A, class B like that, so that whenever you execute the program, right? So you feel it will be easy. Okay, instead of giving names and okay, okay. See, if it's a normal class, right? Uh, okay. So before I explain the abstraction, there is something called as abstract methods. Okay. So now let's imagine we have a normal method, for example, void run. Okay, see, this is actually what a normal method, right? Now we also having something called as abstract method. So abstract method means it will be like this: void run one, like this. Okay, so this is a complete method. This is abstract method. For abstract method, you will not get the method body. You will get only the method header. Okay, so whenever you create any abstract method, you have to make sure you call it as abstract method, like this. Abstract, like this. Okay, this is actually called as abstract. Now whenever you have any abstract method, you have to make the class as abstract, like this. Okay, so uh, see, even if you have like 100 complete method, if you have one incomplete method, we have to mandatory make that class as abstract. Okay, so we have a abstract class. Okay, abstract method. Okay, so now let's understand how this actually works. Okay, see, we have run one. Let's copy that, and let's say we have run two. Okay, now you can see in the abstract class we have a run one method, run two method. Okay, so both are basically abstracted in nature. So now, so what I will do, I will create a class B extends A. Okay. So class B extends A. Class B extends A. Now, see, class A and class B, right? So which is the parent class? Class A is the parent class, right? Class B is the subclass or child class. So now you have two options. One is, as a class B, if you know the implementation for both run 1 and run 2, what you can do, you can provide it. For example, I will I will provide the implementation. So I will copy this, I'll paste it. This is run 1. Okay, run 1. Next, I will copy this and I will make it as run this one. This is run 2. Run 2. Okay. So now you can see that we have a class A and class B. Okay, in class B, I have given the implementation details of run 1 and run 2. Okay. So now here I can create the main method, and what I can do, I can create the object of B. Okay. I can do B dot run 1 and B dot run 2. B dot run 2. B dot run 2. Make instead of A, sorry, instead of B, make it as A, because both run 1 and run 2 we have it in class A, right? So what you can do, you can actually make it as like this. A, like this you can define. Okay. So when I run the program, see B1 and B2 getting executed. Okay. So both B1 and B2, okay, are getting executed. So why I'm making it as A, A, B? Why I'm making it? Because both run 1 and run 2 is belongs to class A, right? So due to that, I make it. Even if you are making B, it will not give you any error because the implementation details you have given here, right? It will not give you any error, but it's better you make it as A. So we are basically telling both run A and run B is belongs to we kept it here, right? Run 1 run 2. So like that you can make. Okay. See, in abstract class, what are the rules we have to follow? So the first rule is, even if you have like as many incomplete method, if you have like one incomplete method, we have to make the entire class as abstract. So can anyone tell me what might be the why we have to make it as abstract? Why do you think? Anyone? Okay, I will tell you. Okay. See, usually what will happen whenever you have any abstract methods, right? Uh, see, in abstract class, you can have, you know, incomplete method, complete method. You can also have, the constructor. Okay. You can have integer, everything you can have. Okay. It will not create any error for you whenever you create. Okay. Abstract class can have a variable, constructor, method, abstract methods and everything. But one thing is not possible, that is object creation inside the abstract class. So what I'm telling, let's say you have a main method here. Okay. So in abstract class, it is not possible to create the object. So what I'm telling, let's say if I create object of A here, when I create object of A, it will give me the error, right? Why it will give me an error? It is telling that class A is abstract, right? As you can see here, so cannot instantiate type A. So whenever you have an abstract class, it is not possible to create object. So the reason being because in abstract class, you will be having incomplete methods also, right? For example, you have a run one, which is incomplete in nature. If you give like a dot run one, right? So now what exactly it has to execute? Because you've done a dot run. For a dot run, you don't have any implementation, right? So, so due to that, okay, in abstract class, it is not possible to create the object. Okay, the question in interview they might ask you, is it possible to instantiate the abstract class? Answer is no. Okay. So why? Because of this. Tell me.
Sorry for disturbing. I mean, you can't instantiate an abstract class inside the class itself, is it, or anywhere?
Yes. For example, okay. Okay. Now let's see within the class not possible, right? So
Uh,
now let's imagine. Okay, let's remove this. Let's remove this. Now let's uncomment this. Okay. So now, as you can see in class B, we have provided the implementation details, right? So whatever you are asking, let's say in another class, let's say instead of here, instead of B, what if I give A? So you can see still I'm getting the error. Cannot instantiate type A. Okay. So in class B, you can do. In class B, you can do. But if you make any class as abstract, it is not possible. Okay. Within the class also not possible. Outside is also not possible.
okay, so
Okay.
if there is an abstract class, you
Hmm.
can't instantiate an object of that class anywhere in the code, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, even if you want to
Hmm.
actually run the methods that have already been defined in the class itself.
So abstract is itself is telling like incomplete.
Okay,
Incomplete means like nothing is there. Okay. So because you might have incomplete methods, right? It's not like mandatory. You can always have complete methods, right? So
right.
abstract means by nature, we are telling that we have incomplete method. When you have incomplete method, imagine if we are able to create the method, then you do a dot run one or a dot two, you don't have any implementation details at all. Okay. But in class B, what you can do, you can actually provide. Okay. Okay. Now imagine, see, we have a class A. Okay. We have a class B. Now imagine in class B, you have only one implementation. Let's say run one implementation only you have. Okay. Run to imagine you don't have. So now what you need to do? So then we have to do, okay, we have a class A, we have a class B, right? So in class A, I just provided run one, but run to information I don't have. So it's mandatory. We have to make B also abstract. Abstract. Now, B means okay. So now what happened? I'm not able to create object of for B also. Now let's say we have one more class. Now we have one more class. That is C class. Now C is extending. Imagine B. Okay. So now you have two options. Either you have to provide the implementation for run to. Okay. For example, let's copy this. I will paste it here. I will make it as run to here. Okay. Like this, right? So now the error is gone. So now in class C, okay, if I create object of C, then what I do? C dot run you can call. C dot run one you can call. C dot, okay, run two also you can call. Okay, run one, run two. So we have run method in class A. Okay, run one in class B. Okay, run two in C. So all you are able to call in class C. Okay. So like this, you are able to call. Now imagine if you, in case if you are not able to provide the implementation details, for example, if run2 you are not able to provide, in class C you are not able to provide, you have to make this class also abstract, because in class C also we fail to provide implementation for run2. Okay, so now I given the abstract, now the error is gone, but if I remove the abstract I'm getting the error, because okay, I will tell you, okay, easiest I mean in real time one example I will give you so that you will understand. Okay, let's imagine, so let's imagine C is the son, okay, A is the father, okay, sorry, B is the father, A, sorry, C is the son, B is the father, A is the grandfather. Okay, we have son, grandfather, father and grandfather. Now whatever what exactly we are telling is, see, class A, imagine, is the grandfather, right? Grandfather, he have the money. Okay, let's say run one and run two is the money. Okay, so grandfather have the money, but what happened was he did not constructed the house. Okay, now what happened? Uh, A son is B. What he did? He constructed the house, which is run one. Okay, but he did not constructed run two, so that's why I make it as the abstract. Okay, as a grandchildren, what you can do, you can provide, you constructed the run two house here. Okay, as a grandchildren you can access run two, run one and run also. Okay, so like that you can understand this concept. Okay, so that is what, okay, it's the rules are very important. Okay, in project also, whenever you are giving abstract class, okay, you have to complete the classes. Okay, we have a grandfather who don't have the money, he just have the blueprint of the houses, but father and son, okay, father created one house, grandchildren created another house. So as a grandchildren you can access father and also grandfather house also, you are able to inherit. Okay, okay, now let me repeat the rules. Whenever you have any abstract method in any class, it's mandatory you have to make it as the entire class is abstract. Okay, that is the first rule. Second rule is, for example, if you are like yeah, second rule is, it is not possible to inherit, I mean it is not possible to instantiate the abstract class. If you have any abstract class, we are not able to create object of that particular class. Okay, so installation, I mean object creation is not possible for the abstract class. That is the second rule. The third rule is, if you are extending any abstract class, either you have to complete the method or make this particular class as abstract. Okay, these are all the rules we have to follow. Okay, okay, now this is actually called as abstraction, right? Abstract classes, right? See, abstraction can be achieved in two ways. One is with abstract class and another with interface. Okay, in interface, okay, let's say what I will do, I will create like this one package. Okay, I created one interface class. Okay, so here instead of I'm not using class, I'm making it as abstract. Sorry, interface. Sorry. Okay, interface I will create interface here. Okay, I will also tell you what is the difference between abstract class and this interface also. Okay, see, in interface also, what you can do, you can actually achieve the abstraction. Okay, so what I'm telling is, see, void run one. like this. I can create. And one more thing, in the interface, you don't have to create abstract like this. You don't have to name it as abstract. So by default, if you have any incomplete method in interface, it will be considered as abstract, right? Because here and all, just now we, yeah, abstract class, you see that? In abstract class, let's say you have any incomplete method like run one we have, right? Let's say if I remove this like this, I was getting error. But in interface, it is not like that. In interface, if you keep any incomplete method, so by by default, it understand that class A is the, we have a abstract method. Okay. Now we have a run one. Let's imagine we have a run two here. Run two. Okay. So both are what? Abstract methods. Okay. Now see, if you have a two class, for example, in abstract class, what happened? If you have two class, see, class A we have, class B we have, class C we have, right? The relationship between the classes, okay, let me take a paint. Okay, see, if you have a two class, if you have a two class, which is class A and class B, class B, so the relationship between two classes are actually extends. Okay. But if you have a interface, then you have a class. Anyone tell me what is a relationship? Interface and class. Anyone knows the answer? Nobody knows. Okay. Implements. Okay. So if you have an interface and class, it will become implements. Okay. So now what I will do here, I will create a class, okay, which is like a class B. We have to write implements, guys. Implements A. Okay. Now, since class B is implementing A, you have two options. Either you have to provide implementation details for both run one, run two, or let's say in class B, you know the implementation for run. Okay. For example, what run one. Okay. Now imagine class A have only implementation for run one, right? So if you don't know run two, you have to make this class as abstract. Okay. If see, I'm getting error because by default abstract methods are public in nature. So it is asking me to change to public like this. Okay. If you keep any methods in the interface, so by default it will be public in nature. Okay. So if I remove the public, I will get the error. Okay. Okay. Now see, B knows implementation for run one. Okay. So that is why I make it as abstract. Let's imagine class B knows the implementation for run two, no problem. You just create, run two here like this, run two. See, error is gone. Okay. You can create object of B. You can use both run one and run two. If you don't know, same thing. You have to create class C, then extends B, then provide the implementation, create object of C, you can use it. Okay. So just like abstract class, okay, we have an interface, but there is a difference between abstract class and interface. Very, very important. Okay, I will explain to you. See, this question is very important. They might ask you in n number of interviews. See, the same thing you have done in abstract class also, right? In abstract class also, you have done the same thing, right? If you don't know the implementation details, you make it as abstract class, right? So like that we used to do. But how different? Interface is how different. Okay. So interface is different because with the help of interface, we can actually achieve multiple inheritance. Okay. Through class, it is not possible to create, I mean, it is not possible to achieve the multiple inheritance. Okay. So now let me explain to you what is the problem with classes, right? See, let's imagine. Okay, where is interface? Inherit. Okay, this is interface. Okay. See, multiple inheritance in class. So what exactly I'm trying to tell is with the class why it is not possible. So let's imagine you have a method called as run here. Okay, in class C you have a run method. Okay, let's imagine you have one more class which is class D, class D, class D. Class D. This is also having run method. Now let's say you have a class E here. Let's imagine extends C comma D. C comma D. Now when I create object of E here, when I create object of E, right? I do E dot run. Now, which method it has to execute? C's method or D's method, right? Because both having run method. You create object of E. Now, what happened was with the class, there is a confusion to the compiler whether it has to call a C's method or D's method. Okay. So because of that, okay, in interface, okay, through class it is not possible, but in interface we can do it. Okay, let me explain to you how we can achieve the, okay, we can do like C comma D like that we can do, okay, with interface. So let me explain to you how it can be done. So basically in interface, you don't have any confusion, okay, to the compiler. Okay, so now let's understand the topic. Okay, so now what I will do, I will create interface. Let's create interface E. Okay, see, in interface, in Java, after Java 1.8, okay, before like 1.8 and all, there is that, and default methods or any static methods error was coming. But for after 1.8, okay, see the static methods you can use, static methods. You can also use something called as default method. Okay, so let me copy this, paste it here, default method. So both are supported, default method and static methods, both are supported in interface. But before 1.8 and all, even static methods and default methods also, we couldn't able to support. Java couldn't able to support. Okay. Okay. Now, static methods, you can access with the interface name, but default method, let's understand now. Okay. Okay. And also I will explain to you the concept of multiple inheritance through interface. Okay. Okay. Now we have a interface E, then we have a default method called as run. Okay. So here I will type at run E, at run E. Okay. Interface E. Then I will create one more interface that is F, interface F. Okay, this is at F. Okay, now you see in interface E we have a run method, interface F also we have a run method. Now what I will do, I will create object class E, class F, class G I will create. Now implements, you can do something like this, E comma F, E comma F, like this. Now we have to create a run method here also, like this. We have to make it as public, I believe. Yes, public we have to do. Okay. See, in interface we can do E comma F, right? With class when I do, I was getting error, right? Now, see what will happen. Let me create a main method here. Now, see why there is no confusion for the compiler means whenever you do e dot super dot run, e dot super dot run. Now what will happen is it will call e run. This run it will call. Okay. So let me create object of G like this. I will do G dot run. I will do G dot run. See if I run this program, as you can see here, E method is getting executed because we did E dot super dot run. When I do E dot super dot run, what is happening? This method is getting executed. When I do F dot super dot run, now what is happening? F method will get run. As you can see, F method will get executed. Okay. So this is actually multiple inheritance. Okay. Now in interface, there is no confusion at all because even E also having run method, F also having run method, we have used super keyword. Okay. Whenever you do E dot super dot run, E's method got executed. When I do F dot super dot run, F method got executed. There is no confusion to the compiler which one to reach. Earlier, when we have like class A and class B, when I create class C extends A comma B, when I do like that, okay, I couldn't able to create class like that because that time there was a confusion to the compiler when I create object of C whether it has to reach class A or class B, which one to reach. But in interface there is no confusion at all. Okay, so now if someone asks you what is abstract class and what is interface, see both abstract class and interface both is used to achieve the abstraction only. But what is not possible and what is possible in interface is in abstract class, okay, in abstract class, multiple inheritance is not possible. But in interface, you can actually achieve the multiple inheritance. Okay. And also when we do the threading, right? Like multi-threading, I think tomorrow or day after tomorrow, when I start the multi-threading, so that time we create an interface. We can call like a runnable interface, comma another interface like that. You can call like multiple interfaces like that you can call. Okay, so yeah, so this is actually called as multiple inheritance through interface is possible, through class is not possible, because in class there was a confusion to the compiler, but in interface there is no confusion at all, because we can use super keyword to call which one to call. Okay.
Hi.
Mm,
So between this
mm.
interface is also appearing very similar to inheritance. So how to decide which approach to take, whether to use inheritance or
See,
interface, leaving the
I will.
abstract part aside.
Mhm.
Otherwise, how to decide?
Okay, I will
Thanks.
tell you. See, in real time, what will happen is whenever you will be working on frameworks, right? Like basically what is abstraction means hiding the implementation details and providing functionality to the user called as abstraction, right? Now, whenever you are working on Hibernate or a Spring framework, see, whenever you call a save method, what will happen? You are able to save the data. Whenever you call the update method, update will happen. Whenever you are able to call the delete method, delete is happening. But you don't know how internally they have what query they have added or whatever is given, right?
Right.
So everything is like a abstracted. So in abstraction, what will happen is for the user, what we do, we create abstract classes and we give it to the user to use it. For example, what I do, I will create the calculator. Okay, whatever I want to build, I will build you. I will give you the calculator. So your job is used to just use the calculator. Like whenever you do 1 comma 1, what you do, you get output of 2, but you don't know how internally you have implemented. In
Right.
real time, what will happen, like Spring framework or Hibernate framework, you will be having many methods like that. Whenever you do the delete will happen. Whenever, of course, you can use manually also you can do, but you have something called as abstract. Like let's say you want to hide the implementation details to the user, you just need to provide the implementation details for the user. Okay, so that time what we do, we actually use the interfaces. We use the methods. I will give you the methods to you. You can use those methods. You can perform whatever you want to do, but you don't know how internally I implement it. Okay,
Okay.
so that is
Okay.
the concept. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But if you give the class, obviously if I give the class, there you can't achieve any abstract. Like you have to provide the implementation details, everything. You are able to see that. But in interface and all, it is not like that. Don't worry, you'll understand that. In framework and all, I will show you.
So that
Uh,
means in for inheritance, there should be a parent child, like you had mentioned in
hmm,
the last earlier class. There should be
hmm,
some relation. You know.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
But in interface, I think there is no
You
need
can
for
have
relation.
no that is the next concept I'm going to
Oh,
explain.
okay, okay, okay,
Okay,
okay,
now
okay.
let me explain to you that. Okay, okay. See, if you have like two class, right? You can use extends. If you have like a interface and class, you can use implements, right? But what if you have like two interfaces? Anyone tell me, is it implements or extends? What do you think? So who knows the answer for this?
Extends.
Very good. Okay, it's extends interface. So the relationship will be extends. Let me create that. Okay. So two class extends interface and class implements two interfaces is extends. So what I'm telling is here, let's say I will create an interface called as H. Okay. So let's imagine you have like a word run run one. Okay. Then it's okay. I will create one more interface. Interface. I think G is there in the same package. So I will create. So what I can do, I can use extends. Okay, interface I extends J. Okay, so let's say here uh, I will do have run two. Okay, have a public, right? Okay, this is J and sorry, this is I means this is H. Sorry. This is H. Okay. See, we have H, we have run method, and I is extending H, which is run to. So basically, what I can do, I can create object of, let's say, uh, uh, let's say J. Okay. So J, what I can do, I can do the implements. Implements, I can do like I, right? So I can provide the implementation for run one, and I can provide the implementation for run two. This is run one and this is run two. We have to make this class as public because by default, whatever the methods you have in the interface, it will be public itself. Okay. So now you can create a main method. You can create object of J. Okay. Then you can do J dot run one. Okay. You can do J dot run two. Okay. So like this. So basically you have like two interfaces, both run one and run two. Both are incomplete in nature. So class J is actually implementing I, right? So like this we can do. Okay. The relationship between two interfaces will be extends. Okay. So this is the relationship, guys.
The file name here is H, which is as interface and not equal to class name. In the earlier session, you mentioned the file name and the class name should be the same. Here, how is it possible the file name is
No.
h.java?
See, whenever if you want to create H, you can do, but if you give public, then you will get error. If you give like a okay, public also not giving any. Okay, because yeah, one public can use, another public not possible like this. It will give an error. So you can have like you know, the class name and file name you can have, but if you are using the same name, then you have to make, you can actually make it as public, but you can't make public twice like that. You can do, no problem. No
So my
problem.
query is should
Uh,
it be the same as the class name or the interface name or either or? Should-
See, this is the
how
name,
is it?
right? I have given H, right? Here I have given
H
H,
is here
right?
interface ka name.
So
That
here you can use whatever you want. There is no problem. The file name or here also you can use, no problem. Okay,
okay.
but uh, public you can't give. For example, H file name you created. Let's say you created J. If you give public, it will give you an error. So both
Okay.
the file name and class name should be same. Then only it will accept a public. One time it will accept. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now we understood what is multiple inheritance to interface abstraction. Okay. And what are the rules we can follow, right? Okay. Great. So now today's I mean, before we solve interview questions, so what I will do, there is a concept of inner class. Okay, it's very interesting topic. Okay, see, uh, let's work on inner class. Let's say we have a class A. Okay, we have a class A. See, file name, class name, both I have used, right? Okay, I will remove public. Now what I will do, I will create one more class, that is class B. That is class B. Okay, we have class A, class B. Now we have like class A, inside I have another class. Okay, this is actually called as inner class. So what I will do, I will create int I is equal to 10. let's say I will have a void method. I mean run I have. Okay. So now I have a class, inside another class. I have a variable, then I have a method. Okay. Now let's say I have a main method. Anyone tell me how can I access? Anyone know how to access? I want to achieve I and run. So how can I access? Anyone? So let's say if I directly create A, is it possible? Like A is equal to new of A. If I create like this, then I do like A dot run. I'm able to do, no, see, I'm not able to call, right? I'm not able to call A, right? Or let's say I will create object of B. If I do B dot run, I'm able to achieve B dot run. See, B dot run I'm getting, but you can see I'm getting error, right? I create A object, I create B's object. A object also I'm not able to achieve, B object also I'm not able to achieve. Now, see, this is actually called as inner class. See, A and B, right? Which is inner and which is outer? Anyone? Which is inner class and which is outer class? A is the outer class, correct? Which is because we have like outside. B is the inner class. Okay, A is like outer class, B is inner class, right? So whenever if you want to achieve like I or run, so how you can access this? So first you have to create outer class, which is A. Okay, so outer class object you have to create. Next, what you have to do? Inner class object you have to do. See, you created inner class object, outer class object, inner class object. Now what you do? This A is there, right? You have to do A dot. Okay, A dot like this you have to call. Now what you do? You can actually use this also. B dot I also you are able to achieve. So now if I run the program, as you can see that I'm able to access B and run. So like this, you guys, you need to access, guys. First outer object, inner object, outer class reference variable, you have to give it. A dot you have to give. What there is like, let's say I have class A, class B. What if I have one more class? In that case, what you do? Let's say I have one more class also. Let's say I have class C here, like this. Then imagine this is there, right? This is there inside here, right? So in this case, what we have to do? This is outer class, right? A object we have to create. Okay. B subject we have to create, right? Then we have to create C object also. See, C is equal to C dot new. Sorry, B dot new. B dot new C. Okay. But here it will ask you to import. We have to import that. Okay. Here you do C dot run. See, now error is gone. Okay. So class, inside that another class, like we have like three classes, right? See, outer class, first we have to create outer, then one more outer. So here A reference you have to give it here, B reference you have to give it here. Okay, C dot run and C dot I. So we are able to access this, now this is actually called as inner class, right? Now what is actually the advantages of the inner class? Like let's say if I use an inner class, what is the advantages? Okay, I haven't explained you yet on the access modifiers. First let me explain to you the access modifiers, and I will come to that point. Okay, see, we have this access modifiers. Okay, in access modifier, if you make it as a public, within the class you can access, within the package also you can access. Okay, sub package, which mean outside the package also you sorry, subclass means inherited class. So there also you can access. Outside package also you are able to access. Public means anywhere you can access. Okay. So next is protected. Within the class you can access. Same package also you can access. Subclass means inherited class also you can access. Outside the package not possible. Okay. Default is there. For default, within the class, within the package you can access. But inherited class or outside the package is not possible. Private is there means. Private means only access within the class. Okay, let's say you have any private variable, you can access only inside the class. Okay, outside the package also not possible. Subclass also not possible. Outside is also not possible. Okay. Now anyone tell me which one having a more visibility? Anyone?
Public.
Public having more visibility. Which one having least visibility?
Private.
Which one is more secured?
Protect.
Secured.
Secure should be private, I guess.
Private, absolutely. Which one is less secured?
Public.
Public, because anywhere you can access, right?
Right.
Now, see, this is the concept of access modifiers. Okay, so all of you, please go through this diagram. Okay, so
One query.
tell me.
Subclass other package and
Hmm.
other package. What is exactly the difference? Subclass is also in other package. You know, the third column
Okay.
and fourth column difference.
So what
Subclass.
they're telling is, okay, I will come to that. Okay, let's understand the concept of access modifiers. I will create a package called as access, right? Okay, so first, let's create a class called A. So here, let's say I will make it as private, right? Let's do one thing. I will give different name for this class because let's try to access outside the class and all. Okay. So what I will do, I will make this class as maybe inner class. Okay. Maybe not inner is not good one. Probably um, maybe okay.
Something like books or something like
Like that
library.
also we can do. Maybe book one like that we will do. Okay. Book one. Okay. So now, okay, let's say we have a variable, right? What run. Okay. See, when we make any private, right? So what they're telling is we can access only inside the package, which mean you can create object in book one. Book one b is equal to new book one. Okay. When I do the b dot run, I'm able to access, right? There is no problem i- inside the class if I try to access. Okay. There is no problem. But see, this is actually called as what? Within the class. Okay. Now you can see it's the same package. Same package means, for example, either you can create here in the same package one more class, or
Right.
the below itself you can create. Here also you can create, no problem. Let's say I will create book 2. Book 2. Okay. Now this book 2 is there in the same package only. Okay, this is same class, but book 2 is there in the same package only. So now public, what happened here? Only within the class you can access. Outside the package, right? So for example, if I have a run method, I have a run method. So this, uh, you know, when I do, probably I'll copy this, I'll paste it here, right? I'm getting error. I create object of book 1. I try to access, I'm getting error. Why I'm getting? Because of the private, right? Because I given the private. So if I remove the private, see, as you can see, there is no problem, right?
Right.
So within the class, within the package, okay, see, if, like another is public. Public means anywhere you can access, right? You can access inside. But the question is, you're asking, what is the difference between the subclass and outer package? Okay, so for that, let's create one more package. I will make it as access 2. Okay, this is access 1, access 2. Now let's create one more class called as book 3. Book 3, okay? Book 3 I will do. Now, see, I will probably what I can do. See, if it is public, maybe book 1 is public. Book 1 is public. Okay, because I'm creating outside the
File
package,
name,
right?
the file name is issue.
So that is actually creating an issue. Let's do one thing. I will just remove it here. Oh, okay. File name is the issue.
File name, yeah, it's a file name.
Okay, fine.
We change it to
Let-
book 1 or something.
Okay, I will just make it like this. Okay, let's try something like this. Okay, we have book 3, and I will try to do the extends. Extends book 1. Okay, so now obviously, see, I'm not able to access, right? Why I'm not able to access? I'm not able to access because
Default.
because of default, and also public I haven't given, right? For example, if this is A here, this is A, right? This is A. Now I will do extends A, but if I try to many A's are there, right? So I have to access from where? Access. Do we have access here? No, I'm not getting. So I have to do it manually. So I have to do import. I have to tell com dot, right, example dot access then A. Okay. Uh, this I have to make it as public. See, now the error is gone, right? So if it is A, right? So anywhere I can access. But here the question is the subclass and outer package. So this is nothing but, for example, here public means you understand anywhere you can access. Private also you can understand. You can
Within the
access
class.
within the.
Within the
But
class.
what if I have a private here? What if I not private, protected? Protected. What if I have a protected? See, protected, since it's let's say I will create a void run. Okay, or probably maybe you can create object of book 3 here.
Yeah. Since it's extending, we can just try and run that straight away.
Yes. Then I do what? B dot run, right? I'm getting error.
New
Create method book 3. extends A have used protected, right? So what is exactly the protected is all about? Protected, they're telling we can access within the class, same class,
But it's another package,
subclass,
no?
other
We are
package.
the
We
other
have
package only via inheritance itself.
we have inherited, right? We have
Ah,
inherited. Uh, create method book 3.
New
Oh, sorry, 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 sorry. New is missing, right? Yeah, sorry. New was missing. Sorry, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I'm able to access. I'm able to access. Protected, I'm able to access. So that is what, na? So this is what subclass other package. So this is what I created the subclass, but other package I am accessing here, right? I'm accessing here like that.
okay. Okay.
Okay, but if I remove protected, then it will become default. Default means you can access only inside the package. So see, I'm getting error. Okay, but here if I create a book 3, this maybe here itself in the same package, there is no problem like that. Okay, so what you do, just try to add all the access modifiers, try to access inside the class, outside the class, create a package, try to import, try to access, so that you will understand this
Okay.
topic. Okay, okay. Now what we understand is, see, private means access only inside the class, right? That is what we understood. But in inner class, what will happen is, as you can see, we have a inner class. Huh. Now, if you ask me, Tesh, what is the main advantages of the inner classes? Even if it is the method or data member, right? So the variable, right? If you make it as a private, still we are able to execute the program. As you can see, I'm getting the output. Even if private, if you're using private, a method or a variable, what you can do in inner class, you are able to access like this. Okay, so like this is the main advantage. Even if you have a field or method through inner class, you can access. Okay, so this is the one of the main advantages of the inner class. Okay, see, you have like a class inside a class, right? That is actually called as inner class. So, uh, my question is, we have a class, then we have a method. Inside the method, we have a class. Okay, can we do like that? What do you think? Okay, I created a class C, right? So what I'm telling is, let's say I have a method. Okay, sorry, I have a method. What I'm telling is I have a class E here. Can I do like this? Yes, you can do. What if I one more method here? Let's say I have a method called a sprint. See, I have a class, then I have a method, then I have a class. Okay. So anyone, how can I access? Anybody want to give a try? In this case, how can I access? I want to access sprint. How can I access? If I use the same concept, will it work? Okay. First, what we did, we created an object of C, right? We created object of C. Then let's say we create object of E here. Will that work? As you can see, it will not work. Okay, it will not work. Then how can I access? So in this case, what you need to do, see, if you have a local inner class, the object, whatever is there, right? So that you have to create here itself. For example, you can create object of E here. Okay, you do e dot print. I think one step down, I think we need to create. I will cut this. Yes. Okay. So what you do, you have to create the object inside the e-class. E-class only, right? Oh, no, not e-class. I think run. Inside the run, you can create. Then you can call the run method. You can do c dot run. C dot run like this. Okay. And I run the program. As you can see, at print is getting. Okay. Class, method, class, method. So in this time, what you do, you create the inner class object in the method itself. Okay, it's calling the print method. You create the object of C, you call the run method. C method will call the run method will call the E method. Okay, so this is actually called as local inner class. Okay, can we have a static class inside another static class? What do you think? You can have. Okay, so for example, let's say we have a static class here. Let's say uh, static like this, static f. Not like this. Okay, so here you can't give the static, right? Like this you can give f and g, right? So we have a class, then we have a static inner class. Let's say you have a method here. Okay, f and g, we have two class. Okay, static class. So then how you can access this? You do in this case how you can access? So we have to create f dot g obj is equal to new. Okay, f dot g. Okay, then obj dot run. Okay, so like that. Outer class, inner class variable is equal to, if you have a static variable like this, you have to call. Okay, outer class, inner class like this. You are able to execute. Okay, see, we can have class inside another class. We have a class inside that another method, then you can have a class, or you can have a static class inside another class. Okay, my last question for you, can we have interface inside another interface? What do you think? You can give a wild guess. You can answer your comments in the chat section. Can we have interface inside another interface? You can you can give a blind guess. That's fine. What do you think? No, okay. Actually, you can. Okay. So that is think like that's a assessment for you. Okay. So and tomorrow I will execute the program, but see, you can have abstract class inside another abstract class also. You can have interface inside another interface also. Okay. So what you do, try to create interface inside another interface. Okay. Probably you can use any maybe chat GPT or something. Try to access it. Okay. That is like a activity for you to try. Okay. You can have interface inside another interface. You can have abstract class another abstract class. Okay. So like that you can have. Okay, so you can do have many things. Okay, but I just give you some idea. Okay, So I want you guys to some free time, just execute it. Maybe probably see in web development and all my experience in last 8 years. Okay, nowhere I have used much like this. One or two in Android development, there was something called as recycler view. Okay, so that time one time I have used. Somewhere one more okay, in 10 years of experience, 2 3 examples only I have seen. But if you know how to access, it will be like a added advantage for you. Okay. Okay. So now I I want everybody to participate. There will be a FAQ session. Okay. Let's see how many of you can answer. Okay. See, even if it is wrong, there is no problem. But either you can speak or you can actually comment your answers in the chat section. Okay. We'll solve all the questions, right? Okay. Yes or no type of questions you have to answer. If there is any lengthy questions, I will answer. Okay. And I will give you the solutions also for this. Okay. See, JDK, JRE, JVM, morning also I told. Java Development Kit, Java Runtime Environment, JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay. JDK, as a developer, if you want to develop any software, Java software, we need JDK. Java Runtime Environment, you just want to run the Java program, JR is sufficient. JVM is Java Runtime Environment. JVM, like if you want to convert the bytecode to binary code, we will use the JVM, right? Okay. Is empty dot Java file name is a valid file source. So what they're asking, see, we created, right? As you can see, hello.java we created. Hello.java we have created. I will not use the hello. I will use .java, okay, as a file name. Is it a valid file name or not? What do you think? You can comment your answer in the chat section. Okay. Anyone? Type fast. Okay. Okay. Leela is telling, okay. We can, I think, right? Actually, you can. If you want, you can give a try. So what you do, if you want to execute that program, how you want to execute means Java, okay, dot Java, Java C. Like this, you have to, you can. Okay. So, but no one will actually use all of this, right? Sorry, Java C dot Java, Java C dot Java. Like this, you can compile. Okay, but don't use and all. But if you want, you can actually give, but don't use it. Huh? Tell me, is delete next main exit null or the keywords of Java? Delete next main exit null. Fast. Okay, we got one answer. No. Others? Fast. Yes, sir. Okay. Others? I want everybody to participate. I can see only few people. Other people are not at all participant. Others telling yes. Others? Please comment. Even if it is wrong, also fine. I want everybody. Okay. See, the question is delete next main exit null is the keywords of Java? Answer is actually no. Okay. So we have like a 32 keywords we have in Java. See, delete, we don't use it. Next also, we use the next with the strings and all dot next, like that we will use. Dot next is a method. Okay. Main is the entry point, not a keyword. Okay. Int char float double. Okay. So those are all the keywords. Okay. Main is not a keyword, it's the entry point. Okay. So if you want in Google, you can type like Java keywords, 32 keywords you will get. In that, none of these things you will get it as a keyword. Answer is no. Okay. So the question is, what if I write public static void instead of public static void? So what they're telling is, see, let's say you have a main method, right? Many times we have written, correct? Many times we have written it. Where is it? Methods here. Okay, guys, this is important concept. Okay, look here. So what they're telling is, see, public static void I have used, right? Instead of public static, I write static then public. Will the still program get executed? Answer is yes. Okay, if you change a static or public, the signature if you are changing, see if I execute the program also, there is no problem. You can see I'm getting the output. But this void is there, right? This void, any return type you take, that should you have to keep just after the method only. For example, void here you can't keep, or you can't keep after static. Okay, you have to keep the return types just before the method name only. Okay, the signature of the return type should not change, but static and public, this you can change. Okay, public static or you can write, or static public also you can write, but void and all is there na, void you can't keep, you change it is not possible. Okay, so answer is here, answer will be yes, there is no problem. Okay, okay, so what is the default value of local variable? Anyone? Default value for local variable. Okay, see, for example, if you have any integer, okay, right, int I will do, int I will, int I will take, right? So now what I will do, I will try to print that. I will just try to print. I will use a static variable so that, okay, so Leela is telling 0. Okay, so let's see what will happen. Okay, see, int I have used, right? So now I will try to access it. Okay, I will make it a static because I don't have to create the object, right? Static int I, right? I will try to print I. As you can see here, what will happen? What will happen? I'm getting 0, right? This is what? Instance variable. Default value for instance variable is what? For integer, it is 0. For example, if it is string, anyone? What for string what? It will be very good, null, correct? It will be null. If you're using boolean, anyone? For boolean, true or false? What do you think? Default value. Very good, false, right? It will be false, correct? But the question I'm asking is, what is the default value for the local variable? See, local variable, let's say, if I give boolean I, or let's say anything, right? If I give anything, uh, I will just comment this here. I will give boolean or maybe int also. Int also. The answer is, see, the local variable, it has to be initialized. If you are initialized, then only you are able to access. For example, int I is equal to 0. There is no problem. I will not get any error. Okay. So the question for this answer is, what is the default value of the local variable is not 0. Don't confuse. Instance variable, it is 0. Local variable, it has to initialized, right? It has to be initialized. Local variables has to be initialized. Initialized. Okay, great. What is the purpose of static methods and variable? So who can answer this?
We declare it a class level.
We declare it as class level, correct? Anyone? Any other better answers? Very good. Okay, so Leela, she told right. See, if you use any static variables or methods, you don't have to create any object. Okay, without unnecessarily create any object. Okay, you can call. See, methods how you can call with the help of class name you can call, right? Variables also you can call with the class name. So no need to create object. Object, right? Okay. What is the advantages of the packages? I created many packages. Anyone? First. What do you think?
Keep the code organized.
Very good. Keep the code organized, or code readability, you can tell, or avoid the naming collision, which mean, for example, A is the class name, right? Naming collision. So you can use the class as A multiple times, right? Avoid the naming collision. Tell me, what is the output for the this program? 10, 20 Java T point, Java T point 10, 20. Anyone? Fast. 10 plus 20 Java T point, Java T point 10 plus 20. Okay, so Padmesh is telling error. Okay, so even if it is wrong, that's fine, right? Nobody is perfect. Nobody, haven't explained you strings also yet. So you don't have to, even if you are telling wrong also, no problem. Okay, I will tell you, okay? This is very beautiful concept, okay? See, what will happen is, okay, okay, Leela told right answer. She told that 10 plus 20 Java T point, which is 30 Java T point. Okay, so how this will work is, see here, see, now what I'm trying to do is, see, before string, whatever it is, right? 1 minute. I want to execute this program. This is there in methods, right? Method. Okay, here. See, before a string, you pass any integer, it will be treated as integer, which mean 10 plus 20 will become 30. 30 Java T point will come. So after string, whatever you put, that will be considered it as a concatenation. Okay. So when I run the program, as you can see, 30 Java T point, Java T point 1020. So this is a string. After string, whatever integer or a string, whatever you do the concatenate, okay, so then it will be treated as that. Okay, so can anyone tell me now what is the output for this one? So type your answers in the chat section. What is the output for this one then? Type your answers. Oh, sorry, let me give the full screen. Huh. Okay, so Leela is telling 30 Java T point. Okay, the other one is 1020. Any other answers? Okay, let's see now. Okay. See, 200 Java T point 200. So I told concatenation apply for plus, not for multiplication. Okay. So multiplication, if you are using, it will not work. It will be 200 Java T point 200. Okay. But if you put plus, then it will be different behavior. If you put to multiply, then it will be different behavior. Okay. Yes. Correct. Board mouse. Correct. What I will do, I will just copy this. So later it will be useful for you. Answers, right? This one. Okay.
Can we do multiplication as in Java T point into 3?
Into 3.
Uh,
Here, like this. You'll get an error, right? Because you are doing string with integer, right?
I
Hmm?
mean, in Python it is possible.
Possible. Okay. So,
It just multiplies those
so
two.
here, what will happen whenever you have a string, right? So in Java, strings are basically object. Okay, I will come to that point and I will explain that point. Okay. Okay. Just copy the output so that you can actually find the solutions. I will be updating this everything. Okay. Okay. Can we make a constructor as final? Everyone, type your answers. Can we make constructor as final? Fast. Can we make constructor as final? Give a wild guess. So yesterday when I start the session, right, I was keep on telling, right, constructor should not have any return type, right? Answer is no. Okay, answer is no. Okay, what is the difference between constructor and method? So the solution for this, you have it in the PPT. So whenever you create an object, that will call the method. When it comes to methods, method should call explicitly. Okay, constructors and methods. Ha, who will tell the answer for this? Why main method is static? You already told answer for static method. The same answer only. Anyone?
You don't need to create object.
Very good. See, what will happen is, see, if I don't use static here, then what will happen is this will be treated as the normal method, not as the entry point, right? So if you want to call this method, you have to create an object. Okay. Now I will give you one interesting thing. Okay. The question for you is, can I overload Java main method? What do you think? Can I overload Java main method? Answer is fast.
No.
Can I overload Java main method? See, this is also main method, right? This is also main method. Now, what is the definition for overloading? Methods having same name, right? With the different parameter. Here having string and here having nothing. So the if someone asks you, can you overload main method? You can actually yes, but what will happen is this will be treated as an entry point. This will be treated as a normal method, which mean you can use like a dot mean. A dot mean. See, you are able to call. So this will become a normal method. This will become a entry point. Okay, answer is yes actually. Okay, methods having same name, different parameter. Here I'm not using any parameter. Here I'm using parameters. So then how? Then the main will become a, who calls the main method? We have a main method. This is the main method only. Okay, I will tell you that. Okay, see now, I will remove everything, right? I will remove this. I will remove this, all the methods. Okay. Now, let's say we have two methods, right? This is the normal method. This is the main method. Now, you see here, if I right click here, if I give run as, oh, I'm getting Java application also. Okay. What if I remove this? Okay. So let's say this is the main, right? See, I'm not getting that. See, now this is not considered as the entry point. Let's imagine I will remove this. This I will comment. This I will comment. Now what I will do? Now I will right click. See, I will right click. See, I'm getting the option of Java application, which mean whenever like uh, this will be treated as normal method, you will not get option itself to run. Okay. So if you have a Java this main method, then only you will get option of run as. Okay. If you don't use any main method, you will not get it. Okay. Okay. No need to create object. Can we override static method? Anyone? Please answer. Can we override? Okay. Okay. Leela is telling no. Do we get any other answers? First. No. Okay. First. Can you override static methods? Okay. See, answer is no. Why? Yes, very good, very good. Static is belongs to class, not object. See, now what happened was we have a main method, right? So now here what happened was to call the static methods. Do we need object? No. You can call with the class name. See, a dot mean, right? So when override will happen, methods having same name, but it should be in different class, right? So when you have an object, then override will happen. But static, you don't need to create object itself. You can call a method, okay, without object, right? Answer is no. Can we make constructor as static? First. Can we make constructor as static? Okay, we got one answer no. Others? First, type your answers. Can we make constructor as static? First. Okay, very good, Adarsh. Yeah, first. Can we make constructor as static? Answer is no. See, with constructor, it will allow void, but like it will not make any sense, right? Even if you like, if you put void constructor, it will not throw you an error. But why, if the constructor does not require any return type, why are you putting any any return type? With constructor, you don't have to pass any return type. Okay, whether it can be private or I think private is allowed, I guess. But let's see. Let's say I will create one constructor. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is out, right? Okay. So what I'm telling is, if I put static here, right, I will get the error, right? If I put any return type like int, boolean, char, I will get the error. If you put void, it will not give you any error. But why you want to put any return type there, right? The constructor should not have any return type. So void, if you put, it will not throw any error, but it will not make sense if you pass void there. What if I put private? See, if you put private, it will accept. But if you try to create object now, for example, I create a private constructor, then I will try to create object. Okay. If I try to create object, oh, it's happening. Okay. Inside a class, I think you can have, right? Let's try to print something. Okay. With yeah, inside the class, private is allowed. Okay. Void also it will allow, but that's fine. Okay. Return types, statics, and all not possible. Private you can have inside the method. Okay. So, okay, if I put void, okay, I put void here, right? So if I try to execute, if it print, then it will be treated as a integer, right? If I run it, see, I'm getting what happened? It got stuck. Okay, great. See, now it's actually treating as a method, right? Correct. It's treated as a method. See, I'm not getting any output. See, I'm not getting any output. If I remove void, then it will be treated as a constructor. Very good. Yeah, it's the right guess. Correct, Leela. Correct. Okay. Okay. Can we use this and super both with the constructor? What do you think? This keyword and super keyword in the constructor. What do you think? 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 Okay, I will tell you. Answer is actually no. Okay. Answer is no because See, this will refers to current class, right? Super will refer to parent class, right? So you should not use like that. This and super. What I'm telling, both this keyword, super keyword, both in a constructor, not possible. Okay. Okay. Because this will refer to current class. Super will refer to parent class, right? Then it will be confusion for the compiler. Okay. This we already solved. Can we overload main method? Yes. Can we override static method? What do you think? Override. Can we override a static method? Oh, we already answered it. Okay. So let me remove this question. Answer is no. Okay. Do I need to import Java lang package anytime? Okay. See here, whenever you put strings and all, right? Let's say you create any string. Okay. String s is equal to hello. Okay. Now, if I control and click the open declaration, it's a class, right? If I scroll up, it is from the lang package. Okay, the strings and whatever we define, right? So that is coming from the lang package. See java.lang. So the question they are asking is, do I need to import Java lang package at any time? Answer is actually no. So whatever the classes, whatever you have, for example, strings and all, right? So by default, it is loaded by JVM. You don't have to import. Okay, answer is no. Can I import same package twice? Does JVM load the package twice at runtime? What do you think? For example, I want to import something, right? So we have imported this access modifiers here, here. So they're asking like, what if I put twice like this? I try to import A twice. Now, does JVM load twice or once? Answer is actually once only it will load. If you put it will not create any error, but you should not do like that, right? It will load once actually. Okay. Can I import same package twice? You can actually, yes. Does JVM load package twice at the runtime? No. Okay. It will not throw any error, but it's not make sense if you twice if you import that. Can you achieve runtime polymorphism with the data members? Aha, very important question. Anyone? Can we achieve the runtime polymorphism with the data member? Okay, Leela is telling no. Anyone? Fast, fast, fast. Okay, I will explain to you this concept. See, what they're asking is, let's say you have an integer, okay? Int I is equal to 10. Then you have a void, right? Void run. Okay, I have a variable, I have a method. So let's say I will create object of B. Extends A main method. Okay. See, now what will happen? Let's say I will copy this both once again. I have a variable and method. Variable and method. So this I will make it as 20. This I will make it as 20. This I will make it as B. Okay. See, in class A, I have a variable I that is 10 and run. Okay. In class B, I have like I is equal to 20 and run method. Now, you know that when I do B is equal to new of B, when I do B dot run, when I do the B dot run, what will happen? At run B will get printed, correct? So overriding is happening. When I run the program, uh, as you can see, at run B is getting printed, right? This is getting printed. Okay. Now what if I change to A? Which one will printed? A or B? Morning we have seen, right? Will it print A or B? It will print still B, correct? It will print still B, correct? Parent class reference variable is pointing to current class object. But if I do same thing, I will do B dot, I will do I. Okay. Now, will it print 10 or will it print 20? What do you think? Okay, so Lila is selling 20, right? Any other guess what it will print? I don't know if you've seen or not. When I do A dot I, you see it's telling A, it is telling, right? So if I run the program, yeah, yeah, if I run the program, what is happening is it is getting 10, it's not giving 20. Why? So the polymorphism you can apply with methods. Polymorphism concept is there, right? You can apply with method, but not for the data member. That is what the concept. You told no, okay. When I asked polymorphism is possible for data members, you guys told no. But when you are giving the answer, you told wrong answer. So for data members, see, instead of 10, 20 is getting printed. Okay, because the I, instance of I is belongs to 10. I, okay, is belongs to A, not to B, right? But here if I give B, then if I give B, then now what will happen? Now you say 20 is getting printed. Okay. So like that. So the answer is, so the polymorphism, whatever is there, it's applied only for the method, not for the data members. Okay. Answer is no. Okay. So this is there in the PPT. Please go through. Can we have a blank final instance variable? What they're telling is, see, int I is there. Okay. Int I is there. Can I make it as final like this? Like this. Final. Answer is no. We have to initialize. Okay. So if I remove final, it is not giving any error. If I put final, it is giving error. Okay. So you have to initialize basically whenever if you give final. Okay. Correct. No. Answer is no. Can we declare constructor as final? Answer is no. Can we declare interface as final? Anyone? Can we declare interface as final? Fast. We have around few more. Okay. I need another 5-10 minutes. Okay. So guys, the answer for this is actually no. Okay. Why? Because see, if you have any interface, right? Let's say we have any interface. For example, you have like what? Incomplete methods. If you make it as final here, final. So if you have incomplete method, you have to complete that method, right? But you are making it as final. So what is the use of final? Final means you can't override, correct? Final means you can't override. But you are making interface as final. Which mean whatever the methods you have, that you can't override in another method, right? You can't make interfaces final. Okay. Answer is no. Can we define private and protected in interface? Private, protected. Members in interface. What they're asking? Can I have, for example, int I is equal to 10? Okay. So what they're telling? Can I use private here? Private. No. Protected. Protected. No. Public. Public. Yes. Remember, by default, whatever you have it in interface, it will be public in nature. Whether it can be data members, methods, whatever it is. By default, it is public. Okay. So that's why can we define private and protected? Answer is no. By default, it is public. Can we have multiple classes in single Java file? How many can we make public? Guys, who can answer this? multiple times you asked, I told, give the explanation also. Can we have multiple classes in a same Java file? If yes, how many can
One,
public?
only one.
Yes, yes. Answer is one. What happens if main method is not declared as static? Obviously, it will be treated as a normal method. If you want to access that, then you need object. Without object, without main method, it's not possible. Okay. So what happens if main method is not declared as a static? It will be considered as normal method, not as a main method, normal method. Okay. Can a constructor call another constructor in a same class? Answer is yes. You can. You can. Okay. That is what we did. We use this keyword, right? Parameterized to default constructor, default to parameterized. We called it, right? Can we have return type for the constructor in Java? No.
No.
What is static block? When it will execute? Okay, this is what I haven't explained yet. So what they're asking is, see, we have a concept of static block. Okay, see, static block. Like this is a static block. Okay. Okay. Now this is a static block. Now let me copy this. Let me paste it here. This is, let me make it as main. Okay. I will try to print it. See, now what is happening is at run is getting printed, at main is getting printed. At run, at main. Right? Now if you are thinking, okay, static is there first, then main method is there first. Second, so at run is getting first, then main. It's actually wrong. Even if I put this here, okay, then if I run it, see, still I'm getting run first, main method first. What will happen is, see, whenever you execute the program, whatever you have it in the static block, that will be executed first. Then main method, then normal method. Okay. So for example, you want to initialize any values. Okay. You have to initialize any value. Whenever first at the beginning only you have to initialize. So that time what you can do, you can use static block. Static blocks are executed before the static main method on normal method also. Okay. So this is static block. Okay. Static blocks are executed before main program. Okay, three more is there. Okay, I need 2-3 minutes. I think today it went almost 3 hours. Huh? We'll close it as sorry as fast as possible. Can we access direct non-static variables in static method? Answer is no. We need object. Can we use this keyword in static context? Yesterday I've explained. Uh, you have to, whenever you use this this keyword and super keyword, you have to use it in context. Okay, no. Can the main method be overloaded in Java? How does JVM call? Okay, this overload I have
Yes.
explained. Yes. Okay, last one. So I have given count is equal to 0. I am doing like count plus plus. 2 times I have created object. What will be the output? Any guess? Any guess? Any guess? Any guess? Very
Two,
good.
two.
Two. Two times you are calling the constructor. 2 times it will initialize. Okay, great. Okay, guys. So I'm done. Okay, so I will upload this in the drive. Okay, so you can actually go through. And daily we will execute, but this today it went very long.
Sir,
So
today's
daily,
session was really wonderful, sir.
yeah.
I never thought
Ah,
I come from little Python and
yes, yes.
class within a method. When that point started was a pivot in the class. I mean, there were so many
Actually,
combinations, unbelievable. I did not
unbelievable.
have any idea. Honestly, it was a wonderful session today, honestly.
Yeah, and also like once you understand all this concept, now you feel love with Java.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so oops
Initially, it
concept
was
now something like you
it's
won't.
intimidating. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes, yes,
intimidating.
yes. Many things like if you go internal in detail, many things, many things, many things, right? Okay, so hopefully we'll learn many things like this. Okay, and every day on a daily basis. Okay. So I only need your support. Be interactive in the session so that I will not also will not sleep. You will also will not get sleep. Okay. So good that some of you asked the questions. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. So which mean you are learning things, Padmish. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's catch up tomorrow. And tomorrow is a very interesting topics we will work, which is multi-threading, Java collections, and Java 8. Okay. Okay. So take care, all of you. I will upload all the materials in the drive. Okay. So bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.